the son of a slave woman and an unknown white man. Fredrick Augustus Washington Bailey was born in February of 1818 on Maryland's Eastern Shore. Fredrick spent his early life with his grandmother. At the age of 6, his grandmother took him to the plantation of his master, Aaron Anthony. He only saw his mother 4 times before her death. All Douglas knew of his father was that he was a white man. During this time, he was exposed to the grations of slavery, witnessing firsthand brutal whippings, spending much time cold and hungry. When he was 8, he was sent to Baltimore to live as a houseboy with Hugh and Sophia Old, relatives of his master. There he learned to read and first heard the words abolition and abolitionist. It was shortly after his arrival that his new mistress was teaching him how to read. When her husband forbade her to continue her instruction because it was unlawful to teach slaves how to read, Fredrick took it upon himself to learn. The neighborhood boys became his teachers. He paid them by giving his food in exchange for lessons in reading and writing. At the age of 12, Douglas purchased a copy of the Columbian Order, a popular school book of the time which helped him to gain an understanding and appreciation of the power of spoken and written word. Douglas spent 7 comfortable years in Baltimore before being sent back to the country, where he was hired out to a farm run by a notorious brutal slave breaker named Edward Convoy, and the treatment he received was indeed brutal. Whipped daily and barely fed, Douglas was broken in body, soul, and spirit. He would escape from slavery at the age of 20 after several failed attempts. He did so impersonating a sailor when he was sent back to Baltimore for a second time. His career as an abolitionist began dramatically in 1841 at an anti-slavery convention in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Fredrick Douglass sought to embody 3 keys for success in life. Believe in yourself, take advantage of every opportunity. Use the power of spoken and written language to effect positive change for yourself and society. There was a bump in the road for Douglas in 1845, where he had to flee England to escape danger of seizure under the fugitive slaves laws. His speeches in the British Isles on the question of slavery in the U.S. raised sympathy for the abolitionist cause and inspired his admirers to raise funds to purchase his freedom so he could return to the U.S. He did just so in 1847. Douglas became the station master and conductor of the Underground Railroad in Rochester, New York, where he also established the abolitionist newspaper North Star, which he edited until 1860. Yet he was not just for abolishing slavery. He worked on many other projects such as rights for women and voting for blacks. In fact, Douglas was the only man to participate actively in the Seneca Falls Convention, which launched the women's rights movement in the United States in 1848. Moreover, his commitment was lasting. On the day of his death in 1895, Douglas had returned only a few hours earlier from addressing a women's rights meeting in Washington, D.C.